They're closing down on people, fellas. They're closing down on people, your people. They're closing down on you and your children. Well, the United States of America has launched stricter student visa policies impacting who? African students. The USA, the United States of America, has got stricter student visa policies impacting primarily African countries. So things are not going to be the way they used to be in the past. It's over. I think it's coming about time when people don't want you, you need to, you need to look at yourself and stop saying they're not nice. Like, why don't you call me back? You're not nice. Why don't you answer my call? You're not nice. Why don't you text me back? You're not nice. Maybe you shouldn't be texting them anyway. Maybe you gotta stop texting them. Maybe you gotta stop calling them so they can value you. How about that? How about you find other friends? Like, but I like him. He looks like a nice person. Oh man, look, he doesn't like you. Clearly, he doesn't respect you. If he doesn't answer you back, at least after 4 hours, that's already cutting the line. Like 4 hours. Everybody have their phone in their hand, right? Listen, everybody have their phone in their hand. If they haven't answered you, it's not because he's busy. He's not busy. It's not work. You're just not that important. I'm sorry. I know I just hurt somebody's feelings right now. But I gotta tell you the truth. That's why you come here, right? You come here because you want to hear the truth. Everybody have their cell phones, It comes a time, whether you're the busiest guy in the world or woman, you will lie in bed doing nothing for a couple of minutes. You're going to have your phone in your hand and scrolling. You see all those messages. People see your messages on WhatsApp even before they open them. Trust me. Don't worry. Say yes and open. They've already saw the message. They saw the message. They just don't value you like that. Okay? So what are you going to do? Cry over it? No. Put up your grandmother's pants and find out a friend. Give you some value, some self-value. Fellas, USA of America has changed things for African people. Number one, for your kids to get a visa to go to the United States of America, things have changed. Social media profile must be made public. Yes, they must scrutinize your social media. See your comment, see your post. Have you ever posted about Afghanistan? What did you say? Have you ever posted about USA bombing Iran? What was your stance? Were you agreeing with Mr. Trump bombing Iran nuclear facilities? Or were you against them? They need to see that. Your social media has to be open. No more private stuff. You're not going to get no visa. Number two, the U.S. mission in Nigeria, meaning the Embassy of the United States of America in Nigeria, it says, if your child drops out of school, back to Nigeria. Pausing or not going to school for a few days, back to Nigeria. Abandoning or doing anything that's weird without telling the institution, which is the school, back in Nigeria. No more going to the USA, supposedly on a student visa and be staying home. None of that. Or selling a goosey in a corner to make some extra money. None of that. They're going to send you back to Ogunu State. Finish. To number three, once your child is in the US, they may remain for the academic program duration. If they have emergencies, holidays, or internship, they must reapply. Okay? So, if your child leave, they want to come back, they must reapply for a visa. If there's an emergency, somebody shit on themselves back in Nigeria. No shit. Forget about shitting on themselves. Some auntie finally is getting married at 47 years old. Forget about that also. What? Okay, Boko Haram. No, not Boko Haram. Okay, let's leave Nigeria alone. Somebody want to go to Uganda to do Buganda and stuff and get circumcised. No, leave the circumcision of Uganda. Anyway. So basically, if you travel back to Africa, you have to reapply. No more, your visa is open, you can go and come back and go. Finish. Number four, they will cap your visas to 4 years, okay? 4 years maximum. So meaning, even if your program, okay, your studies program is beyond 4 years, after 4 years, you have to reapply for another visa. Okay? That's if you do good in school. If you don't do good in school, they're going to reassess whether you deserve a visa to the United States or not. And this is not just happening in the US. It is happening in the UK too. They don't want you, my brother. This shift primarily affects sub-Saharan African. Yeah. Okay? Now, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Ethiopians, and all that, those are the people that are affected. Okay? It introduces anxiety and disrupted academic plans. Like kids used to, with their family, make plans on how long they're going, when they're coming back. It's not going to be like that anymore. It's not smooth anymore. I'm coming back on Christmas. My brother, you come back on Christmas, you may have to reapply for the visa. And what are the risks? They may say, okay, for the 6 months you be in America, you ate too much chocolate, you looked at too much nyash from the white girl. Forget about it. You're not going back to the US. So people are not going back to Nigeria. Okay? Now, why are they doing this? Because of overstay. You don't go back to your countries, they say. They say you don't go back to your countries when you go to the US. Okay, Americans, when they go to Africa, they go back to America. I know you don't like hearing that, but I'm always going to tell you the truth, okay? Australians come to Africa, they do and they go. Okay, some of them will loot and stay. They also create business for your uncles to work. You remember that uncle of yours who's a fake engineer? He goes to that Australian company. I know they don't pay him adequately, but he got some pride. He tells people, I work in an Australian company. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you don't go back. The Gabonese president, you see this guy? He canceled all national bursaries to the United States of America. Gabon used to give bursary to students to go study in the US. He said, no, I'm not doing this no more. He was speaking to his own people.
This year, there will be no scholarships for the United States and none for Canada either, because studying there is expensive. You elected me to tell you the truth. It's expensive, and those who go there never come back. Did he tell you that? He never comes back to the country. He's going to get his doctorate in medicine or something else. What does he do? He prefers to work here because it pays better. That's human instinct. He wants to live better in the country. What's the point of giving scholarships to Gabonese people who come here and end up staying here? Because everyone who gets a scholarship here doesn't go back. And what's even worse is that your children have dual nationality. I get it, they are Gabonese, but they're also Americans. So if Gabon doesn't do its part, America does its part. Why do you want to have two scholarships for the same child? We prefer to give the scholarship to someone who is going to Senegal, Ghana, or Morocco because we know they will come back. So if you have children, guide your children towards Senegal or Morocco, and they will come back, they will get scholarships.
He says, I'm not doing this anymore. Why? Because you guys come here, you never come back to Gabon. Why should the state invest in you so you can run away? You go live in America. No. Now, people were very angry because I spoke about it the other day. Some Gabonese people came from you must talk about your country. Gabonese are like South Africans. You talk about a country, they come bomb you. Talk about your country. You talk about your country. Yeah. We talk about all countries, man. We're not scared of you. I got big biceps. I'm not scared of you. I'll beat you up bad. I'm just kidding. I'm a lover, man. Okay? That's what it is. The UK is doing a very similar thing. What's happening in the UK? The UK says students overstay their visas. They don't return. And some students apply for asylum after arrival, imagine. You just arrive at somebody else's country. You haven't even used your visa as a student. You've already applied as asylum. Brother, we have a real problem in Africa. Africans don't like Africa, but they like president. Africans hate Africa, but they lack president. So basically, they hate the country. They want to go somewhere else. But if you talk about their president, they get upset with you. Why? Because the presidency from their tribe. Africans don't want to be in Africa. But if you make a negative comment about their president, they come for you. Why? Because the president is from their country. I mean, what kind of reasoning is that? You hate your country. You do hate your country. If you don't hate your country, now why don't you return? Okay, why don't you return? Well, I can understand if you got businesses here and there. You know, you can go here, you can go there. You can, like some of us. Like, you don't go back to your country after 10 years. You want to stay in other people's country. You hate your country. You must admit it. Why do you hate your country? You hate your country because you hate the leaders. But you just want to have the monopoly of hating the leaders. You don't want other people to talk about your leaders because they come from the same tribe as your mother. And because they come from the same tribe of your mother, you are blind to all the negative things that they do. But you yourself, you will never live in that country. Now, what kind of disease is that? Americans racist? I'm just asking. You tell me. Are they racist for saying to you, go back to your country, your shithole country, and go fix it? Yes, because you don't want to fix it. Why don't you want to fix it? Or the government's going to abduct me. Do they abduct people in Africa? Yes, they do. Why do they abduct people? Because some other people tell on other people. Oh, those other people are also suffering, but they tell on other people that are suffering and they get abducted by the very government they don't like. How do you explain that? Now, can the government unalive everybody? They can't. Why can't people stand against the government and ask for justice? Africa's got gold, diamond, uranium, cobalt, you name it. All these Americans and Japanese and everybody wants part of Africa. They want strategic positioning so they can have the cobalt, so they can have the batteries, they can have the power for the vehicles that is powered by solar or whatever. They need Africa. Why can't Africans do something about that? You see that wealth is not the things you got underground. Wealth is not the gold, the diamonds, the uranium, the lithium. Wealth is brains, my brother. It's brains. Without the brains, you ain't doing nothing with your uranium. Listen, they can give you all the uranium you want. Look at this country. It's called DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. It's one of the poorest country in the world. Poorest country in the world. There's a war for 30 years. People just die every day like mosquitoes. People don't count it. It's like dead. They just die. But they have gold, diamond, lithium, cobalt, uranium, manganese, everything. Okay? If that is rich, they are the richest country in the world. Why? Because there's no brain. I know they're going to get very triggered when you say that. Because they support people that are in power because they are from their tribe. It's all about tribe. First let's talk about freedom. We want to be freedom. We want a Congolese, 100% Congolese president. He must be 100% Congolese. But then when the Congolese come together, then they start supporting whoever is in power because he's from their tribe. It's all about tribe. You see, this political party, you know which tribe is behind it. I know. Some people will come here saying it's complex. No, it's the truth. You know it's the truth. It's sad because that's the situation of many African countries. Now they say your children are not going to America and stuff because look, Africans pray for visas. Okay, y'all don't know it. My American and Caribbean brothers, Africans pray for visas to go to the States and Europe. I know some of you will get triggered like, why are you putting us out there? Yeah, that's the truth. You do pray for visas. You shouldn't be praying for visas. They should be praying for visas to come to you. You are the motherland. But your country can't stand because, number one, many of you are coward, you're scared. You are scared to stand and fight because all of you want to leave. Listen, freedom and liberation claims blood. Some people must go for others to continue. If you don't like it, you can continue making babies like Nigerians. 220 million people. So many people in the country now, they have to run into Ghana, to other countries and say people hate Nigerians because you can't stay in your own place. You have to stand against injustice. You have to stand against dysfunctioning government. You're scared to stand. But why are you scared to stand? Because a lot of you are snitches. How are you snitches? Because you snitch on each other. You go tell the private security and the private services, you see, my neighbor is the one that's leading the group. That's what you do. But at the same time, you don't even have money yourself. You lost. You lost because at the end of the day, even when you have brave people that stand for you, you kill them. You kill Lumumba. Didn't you kill Lumumba? This man here. Lumumba fought the Belgians. He stood against the Belgians for the goodness of these people right here. These people on the map. Lumumba, at the day of the independence, the Belgians had to give independence to the Congo. And on that day, the Belgian king was to make a speech saying, hey, we're giving you independence because you're brave now, because you're smart enough to run your own country. Lumumba said, no, you can't let him do that speech. I need to do a speech. He went backstage and wrote a speech right there. Yes. And he went on stage and say, you didn't give us independence. It's from our blood and tears. You beat us like animals. You made us suffer. We have fought for our independence. Yeah, that's how he spoke.
Independence fighters, today, victorious. I salute you in the name of the Congolese government. To all of you, my dear friends, who have fought so tirelessly and valiantly by our side, I earnestly ask you to make this significant, the 30th of July, 1960, a truly memorable and deeply cherished date that you will forever keep indelibly engraved within the very depths of your hearts, a profoundly important date whose true meaning and profound significance you will proudly and passionately teach your beloved children so that they in turn will faithfully pass on to their own sons and grandsons the glorious and inspiring history of our arduous struggle for the precious gift of freedom. We have truly endured the relentless mockery, the harsh insults, and the painful blows that we unfortunately had to suffer each and every morning, noon, and night, simply because we were...
Guess who orchestrated his death? His own people. That's why the country is suffering. And I mean, you wonder why. Do you think God can send his person to come and liberate you and you kill him like that and you're going to be fine? You can't be fine.
So, Manuel,
Yes.
are you happy now then?
Oh, yes, yet I am so happy. Not bad, huh? I am so happy.
Why are you happy? Because Lumumba is dead?
Yes, surely. It's just like I told you last time on television that if this man is not dead, then we wouldn't be commemorating him a little seriously. I am so happy. You can even see me laughing because I am so happy.
Doesn't it bother you that he was assassinated like that?
Yes, surely. The way he was assassinated like that. If it were up to me, if it were about me, I would even eat him, If it were at my place, I would even eat him like we eat Chikwang.
What do you truly think should really be done with the Lumumbists then?
With the Lumambis, if it were up to me, if we arrest them, in fact, to be precise, if I were in the place of the head of state, or if I were an authority, I would send them all to Bakwanga, and then we should cut off their ears. And today you cut off their ear, tomorrow you cut off their arms, the day after you cut off their legs, and you leave them like that from the end of their life until they die. So you take them and put them up like statues, like skeletons.
Yes, but
People from the DRC need to go kneel down and ask God for forgiveness for unaliving Lumumba. Now, how many times have you seen white people unalive each other for black people? I don't know. Is Trump right? Yes, you must go back to your country and fix your country. Well, if you don't like your country because it's a shithole country and most of your people are just negative people, they accuse each other, they snitch on one another, then move to the next African country, provided that you bring value. Okay, have some good skills, have some good interpersonal skill, be well-mannered, don't make too much noise, fit in, learn the language. From early 2025, minimum fund required for students has rose significantly. Now, if your child from Africa want to go to London and study, they must deposit at least 12,000 British pounds to 15,000 British pounds per year. That's the deposit, as opposed to how much, I don't know. Back in time, a lot of Africans have become British. You see plenty of them British. They're not even faithful to Britain. They are faithful to the African countries. So they must kick you out. I'm sorry. I know you're going to hate me. I don't care. That's the truth. The truth is you're not faithful to British. You're not, in your heart, you're not British. That's why you hate Kemi Banadok, that Nigerian woman who became British. You hate her. You say, why do you don't like her? Nigerians hate this woman because she said she's British. She's not Nigerian. No, you went to other people's country to get a passport for what? That's why they don't want you. You coming to my country, you want to have my passport, but you want to stay faithful and loyal to your country. It's not even normal. Now imagine somebody comes to your country, okay? He stays there, I love the country, blah, blah, blah. You get the document. Then he says he's faithful to his country. Does that make sense? You feel like you've lost. Why do you have my citizenship? That's what I'm saying. So longer path to residency, good. Now instead of 5 years waiting to get a British nationality, you're going to have to wait for 10 years. It's good. Go back to your country, fix your country. Go back. People that are exempted are only the people that are looked for in the country by the government. They want to unalive them. Those one I can understand. For the rest, you need to participate. Come as men. Stand up. Wear pants. Go fight. And I understand some of your countries are snitch. They will snitch on you. They will unalive you. That's why you're scared to go. Go to the next country where things are normal. God bless.